Hey there, guys. Just wanted to kind of go ahead and show some more updates here to the Cloud Ranger. What I had just done here is I glued the elevator and the rudder to the horizontal stabilizer and the vertical stabilizer. So just kind of waiting on the glue to set there. Also realized that, I must be missing something right here. So I looked through my box of parts, and yeah, sure enough, there was a little, I'd almost call it a tail skid or something like that. But this plane actually has a tail wheel, but there is this little piece here that goes with that to sort of even out that line there. I just got finished covering it, so I'm ready to just kind of glue it in place. So yeah, working on that. And then once I get that in place, next steps are to probably get some of the linkages put in. I also just recently got the control horns for the Cloud Ranger, so that'll be kind of the next step is getting the the control horns on the elevator and rudder there. Okay, so I just got the little like I said, I guess I'll just call it a tail skid. Got that glued in place. I wanted to kind of mention something else to you guys. Is one of my last videos I had mentioned that I later found out the tail section was pretty much crooked, and I was going to try to work with it some this week to see if I could even correct that. Long story short, it's not going to happen. It's just going to have to be like it is. Which not to say this is the first plane I've ever flown with a crooked tail. I'm sure we've all been down that road before too. But yeah, basically, whenever I attach tail feathers to a plane, I pretty much just use epoxy to apply that. So I applied it through on that seam there, and then of course, on this side there as well. And this goes for the vertical stabilizer as well as the horizontal. So I always apply epoxy to those since they're kind of high stress areas. So yeah, long story short, I tried a couple rounds of acetone to sort of thin that out to see if I could even move it, and it's not budging. I think I used 30-minute epoxy on it to get that in place. And but yeah, I tried a couple rounds of epoxy or of acetone to thin it out to try to see if it would loosen and give, and to the point that I can move it. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So I'm just like, well. And I kind of thought maybe I could use a Dremel and start cutting some of it. And I was like, well, it's going to do more damage than good if I go that route. So I was just like, oh, well, lesson learned. And we'll just fly this guy with a crooked tail. When it's in the sky, you won't be able to tell if it's crooked. But when flying it, of course, I'll have to adjust my trims a little bit to sort of counteract that. So, but anyways, just thought I'd show that little piece as well. Okay, just got finished up with getting the control horns on the elevator and rudder here. So, as you can see, here's the one, of course, for the rudder. And let me switch over here to the elevator. And you can see that one in place as well. I ended up actually using the 1/2 A Dubro control horns, more so than the micros. I just like the idea and the added security of having a control horn that actually screws through the control surface itself, more so than just trying to glue it in place. I don't think this model is going to have a lot of high stress type of things, but I just like the added security of being able to have the control horns actually screw through the control surface there. All right, guys. Just in closing here, just kind of want to show you just some other things, kind of finishing up here with the Cloud Ranger. We're kind of about to wrap it up and everything. One thing I've been working on here is getting the linkage stoppers on the servo arms for the servo, so we can kind of get the linkages finally fixed up, finalized, and all that. Also, got my hatch here to, of course, fit over that, and then, of course, get the last little bits up with the motor mount, or the motor itself. I already have the blind nuts in place. I just need to go ahead and get it secured in place, actually. So, and then of course the ESC and the other electronics. But yeah, I mean, it's come along pretty good. Just got a few little odds and ends there to kind of wrap up. Needs landing gear too, of course. So, but yeah, it's getting there. With the holiday approaching, I am pretty much got the goal to try to get this thing mostly completed by the end of the month. And like I said, it's just little odds and ends. Probably wrap these up. Probably wrap up some of these this week, actually. So that's kind of the plan. But anyways, guys, that is all for me for this video. I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.